Hi, boys and girls. Today's lesson is going to be lesson 5-6, and we're going to solve addition and subtraction word problems, okay? And these problems are going to be comparing numbers, comparing how many somebody has to how many somebody else may have. And that's an important thing to learn in math, okay? So we're going to get right started. Remember, today is all about comparing numbers. So let's go see what we got to do. So again, today's lesson is 5-6, solve addition and subtraction word problems. After today's lesson, boys and girls, you're going to be able to say, I can solve word problems involving comparisons, seeing how the numbers are different, okay? So let's get started. Emily's got a great solve and share for us today. Here we go. So I'm going to read this. Jose has 5 more erasers than Lois. Jose has 7 erasers. How many erasers does Lois have? Write your answer below. Well, boys and girls, if I know that Jose has 7 erasers, I'm going to show you a new model that you can use to do your work, okay? And this is called a bar diagram. And it's a lot like the bar diagram that we've been using. It's just a little simpler for you guys to do. So you do almost like a 10 frame except 2 pieces, and then you split this guy in the middle. So you got 2 parts here and then the whole here, okay? So you remember that the whole, the part, and the other part. Now let's see what we got. Here, we know that Jose has 7 erasers, okay? And part of that are how many more he has than Lois. So we're going to say the total is 7 erasers. And we know that 5 more erasers is what Lois has. Or he has 5 more than Lois. So this is going to be Lois here. And up here, it's going to be Jose, okay? So we want to know is how many did Lois start with? Well, 5 plus a number, or excuse me, 5 plus a number equals 7. So we could think about 5 plus a number equals 7. That's a real easy math fact for you guys, so you should be able to get that right off. If you count with your fingers or count on, you know that there's going to be 5, 6, 7. And we know how many are in this pile? 2. Okay? So 5 plus 2 equals 7. What is 2? 2 is what Lois has. We know that that Jose had 5 more than Lois. So she had 2. He's got 5 more, and we know exactly how many he has. He has 7. So we know down here in our box, we're going to write 7 erasers. That's what Jose's erasers are, 7. And we know that Lois has 2. Okay? So remember this bar diagram, it can help you. It's another tool that you can put in your pocket to help you out. Remember, the big long triangle is the whole, and the rectangle up top with the longer rectangle with the 7 in it. That's always going to be your whole, and then the 2 parts make up the big long rectangle, okay? So let's go down bottom. Oh my gosh, look at that. They used our same tool. That's pretty cool. So let's see what Carlos is saying to us. Let's start in our comic strip, and remember, whatever's in the comic strip's always going to help us in the convince me, okay? Maybe drawing the bar diagram again, okay? So let's see. Steve has 13 books. Good enough. He has 13 books. Claire has 4 fewer books than Steve. Okay. How many? So she's got 4 fewer books. How many books does Claire have? Well, that's what we're going to have to find out from this, okay? You can use a bar model to show the problem. And when they say that, boys and girls, it means showing where the numbers go, okay? This one's really good. So up top, we have Steve's books. And we know that because it says Steve has 13 books. No fewer, no more. Steve has 13 books. So we know that's our hole right up in here, okay? We know that Claire has 4 fewer books than Steve. And that's where we put our 4, is one of our parts. So 4 is here, one of our parts. So we know we're trying to find exactly how many books Claire has. You can write an addition or subtraction equation to see how many books Claire has. We can do 13 minus 4 equals the number, or blank plus 4 equals 13. Remember, we can use addition to help us subtract. So 13, now they kind of already gave us the number, okay? But if we wanted to count on in any of our blocks that we see in the rest of our work, we could do that. So we're at 4 and we got to get to 13. So I'm going to add the circles down here just so we don't ruin this box, but always put them in the box if you can. So here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I stopped at 13. I'm not sure why that came up, but so we stopped at 13. So how many are in my pile here? You're going to guess right. 9. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 and 4, if we squeeze those boxes together, we make 13. So 13 minus 9, or excuse me, 13 minus 4 equals 9. So that must mean that 9 plus the 4 equals 13. So in the end, we have to answer our question. So we know that Claire has 9 books. Okay, let's try it down here. We're going to draw our bar diagram, rectangle long on top, try to go to the edge, but not too far. And that's where the hole, the big number, is going to go. And we're going to draw another rectangle same size, but we're going to make them smaller by drawing a line in the middle. You should have 2 parts here and the big hole up top. So let's look at the convince me. I bet you it's going to be solved a lot like they did it up here in the comic strip. Okay, so let me just erase that real quick so we can make sure we see everything. Let's take a pink. Okay, so Tom made 8 fewer sandcastles than Tina. So he made 8 fewer. Does that go in the whole or one of the parts? Remember what they did here. 4 fewer books went right here. So 8 fewer is going to be one of our parts. Tina made 10 sandcastles. She made them. Not more and not fewer, correct? So we know that Tina made 10 sandcastles. So 10 here. Now we have to find this one. Guess what? We can count on, just like we did with our circles up here. So 8, and we got to stop at 10. So we count on 8, 9, 10. So really, this is 8 plus 2 equals 10. Or we could say, remember I always say we can always find room somewhere. 10 minus 8 equals 2. So Tom makes 2 sandcastles. Okay, great. Let's try the guided practice. Use models to solve the problem. And they gave us a model. That's really nice of them. So let's see where everything goes, okay? Sal has 8 more magazines than Gemma. Sal has 15 magazines. He has them. He has 15 magazines. So we know that's going to be right here in the hole. And we know that Sal had made 8 more magazines than Gemma. And that 8 is a part, because we're going to, that's right, boys and girls, you saw it down here, we're going to add. So now we have to find the magic number up here. Well, just like I did last time, I'm going to count on and draw my circles, even though I know they have it written in there, but I want you guys to get into a habit of that. So we're at 8. Our next one's going to be 9. Guess where we're going to stop at 15? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, if we count the circles in that box, we know that we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know the two parts are the two parts we add, and this is the whole or the sum of what we added. So we know 8 is a number we know from our story problem, plus the number we figured out, which is 7. And we know that 8 plus 7 is going to equal 15. Okay? Now, the most important part of a story problem, boys and girls, and I can't say this enough, is if you see over here, Mr. Fuzz wrote a little sentence. Okay? Because you can't just tell me 2. You have to put it in with a label. What were we asking about? What were they asking about in the story problem? They were asking about what? Bananas, pickles, onions? No, they were asking about magazines. So even though they wrote it for you, Gemma has blank magazines. How many magazines did Gemma have? The number we had to solve, the number we didn't know. So we know that Gemma has 7 magazines. Okay, don't forget to fill this out as well. All right? All right, everybody, good luck. Have fun doing this, okay? All right, see you next time.